Welcome to Finlay Fresh Trades, the voice of high school football in Mojave County. Join host Shane Pollock and special guest Jonathan Clark, Mojave County's #1 voice in sports.
All right, guys, we are back with a whole new season of Mojave County football. We skipped out on introducing Coach Mitch, who is co-hosting again this year. Very exciting football season, a lot of changes, a lot of new faces, and we got a new show.
Yep, got a nice new setup today. Excited to talk about week 1.
I'm excited to talk about week 1. We think we're going to have a special guest, but it turns out the guy has like 8 jobs. He's the Marco Rubio of schools.
Apparently being the athletic director / vice principal
/ head football coach
is a busy job.
Yeah, it turns out not as available as we were hoping. So
right.
I think the first story we've got to talk about is, in general, the amount of teams that aren't having seasons this year.
Right, no, definitely.
It's hit the high school. We've seen it hit the middle school pretty hard, and we've now seen it hit the high school level. So fill us in a little bit with that, because that affects a little bit of what we're talking about today.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now we have 6 schools that have canceled their season at the high school level now, between the 1A and 2A levels. And the big one, obviously, that affects us the most is Kingman Academy.
Right.
Whose numbers took a hit with their when they got rid of their transportation department last year. That being said, most charter schools don't have a transportation department, like, for example, Desert Star and Mojave Accelerate, but the Academy's had one for years, which has benefited them. And now they've had a multitude of kids transfer out. Their numbers have been down the last couple of years before getting rid of it, but it's been...
Yeah, it's really interesting because it's not the primary function, of course, of the school, but
right.
The athletics department is a big part of the school for people, which you are seeing as kids are leaving programs that lose where their athletic interests are. So that had an immediate impact on week 1, as Desert Stars plan on kicking off with Kingman Academy, and they got a whole new plan going in. So we're going to jump right into it. I do want to talk about we'll talk about it at the end, but we are kicking off the middle school season today too.
Yes, we are.
So middle school jamboree out at the new field at Desert Star. Gonna be pretty exciting. You excited?
Oh, very excited. I'm just excited to hit someone that isn't ourselves.
That's the story of every football player ever. By the time you get around to the season, you've been beating up your teammates for weeks at that point, and everybody's just excited to go out and play against somebody else. So we normally don't get into non-Mojave County stuff, but we got Parker Needles kicking it off here, which is actually kind of a fun little rivalry. I don't know if you follow it too much, but Parker's got a tough program. They're right down the river from each other. Tell us a little bit about what we got at Parker Needles.
Yeah, so interesting thing, Needles, as those in the county know, they won the Nevada 2A state championship last year, and their head coach left.
Well, and a lot of
seniors left as well. But Needles' only loss during their state championship season last year was to Parker.
Ooh, little intrigue. I like it.
And so I decided to add this game to our picks this week, just because it's not Mojave County, but it's right there.
Well, listen, I like it because Needles is every bit a part of this community as much as anybody else in Mojave County, and they get kind of the short end of the stick being on the other side of the river. Same with Laughlin a little bit. And we had a lot of fun following them to their, they won that state championship right in the Raiders Stadium. Like, it was a pretty cool deal.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought it in. What do you got?
So they have a new head coach. I'm probably going to butcher this. Tony Rubacaba.
Just say it with confidence. That's
who came up from the middle school. This is what I've heard, and I'm not surprised because I got to see them at the scrimmage between them, Desert Star, and Kingman High last Friday night. And the offense they ran was
very similar, looked familiar
of what we saw in the middle school playoffs last year. Yes, and it looks like they have graduated a lot. It was of the 3 teams, they looked probably, I'd say, the roughest.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned about them playing Parker. Parker, who has historically been one of the better teams in 2A. Yeah.
Which we'll see Desert Star Parker at some point this year.
Yes, we will.
So we're going to see a lot of Parker this year. So this will be a big game for everyone to see. Based on what you told me, I get a feeling where you're going with this.
Yes, so my pick for this game, I like Parker probably by over 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, you're putting a spread on it too.
Yeah, I got to go with Parker. And the people picked Parker as well, 73% of the vote.
Well, I don't want to get banned from Jack Smith or River City Pizza, but I'm going Parker as well. I think Parker is going to be a tougher program. Needles, we're going to see it in a couple other programs we talk about eventually throughout the year, but you lose a big amount of seniors after a bunch of success. Makes it really, really tough. So with that being said, I'm going Parker as well, and time will tell. You got to give Coach time to get in there and get situated. We're going to see a very similar situation with Mojave this year. Huge loss of seniors, new coach, new program, and that's a lot. That's a lot for year one. So that being said, we wish Needles the best. Take it to Parker. I'm not putting a spread on it, but I'm going Parker as well. So
All right.
So that takes us to Mount Mogollon.
Yes, Mount Mogollon.
Which Mogollon is spelled M-O-G-O. We got power outages. We're in trouble. M-O-G-O-L-L-O-N, Mogollon.
Mogollon, yep.
Nailed it. Got it.
Mogollon, who has historically been one of the powerhouses in the 1A conference at the 8-man level.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mount Mogollon, you got some notes here. Tell us a little bit about what you got come back. We know Coach Gibson is the most tenured head coach in the program, or in the
county now, yeah, with all the changes that has happened this offseason. But yeah, Malk is interesting because they returned 6 guys on offense, 5 guys on defense. They only graduated 3 kids from last year. There were 3 very important
kids.
3 very key kids, absolutely. But a lot of returning. Coach Gibson says they had a really great offseason with some good turnout, which I was excited to hear about. And it's just 1A right now is in this unique spot where Hayden has graduated so much after winning 3 state championships. Like, everybody thinks they got a chance.
All about the reload. That's the big question.
Yeah.
Where are we at with the reload?
And reload is something that Mogollon's looking to do this year, returning only 2 guys on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. But historically, Mogollon has always had better turnout than your average 1A school.
Yeah.
So
where are they playing?
They're in Mogollon, which is a problem for Malk, as I'd say. I mean, that being said, last year they came here. It wasn't a very close game. One of the tougher losses.
One of the toughest things about that 8-man world is how far you got to travel to play.
Yeah.
I mean, you're traveling 6-7 hours several times a year. That takes a toll. I will say, though, I'm really excited about a couple things at Malk, and they're now having a couple years of continuity with no line coach, Coach Beck. Gibson's been there consistently, returning a kid who can play quarterback. They made some improvements on the line, and I think that Brandon Knight kid is going to give teams absolute hell.
I think Drake Knight's going to have
Drake Knight, excuse me,
yes.
His dad, sorry.
I think Drake Knight's going to have
I remember the dads of everybody.
Just a shout out, I did release my all preseason team yesterday for the county, and Drake Knight was a wide receiver for us, but also at quarterback.
You have a wide receiver, I think he's a tight end, right?
He might be a tight end.
Or a D end, or I don't know, 8-man's a little bit wild, so.
Yes. Also, my quarterback for our preseason team this year, Rylan Cranbreel, who is the only school that's returned their quarterback from last year.
It's a bold choice.
Yes, it is a bold choice.
All right, so I'm going Malk.
I'm going to be honest with you, I got to pick Mogollon. I remember last year we did this and we had all these high hopes for the local schools, and it was great after Thursday night when we watched the Academy and Dare Star, and then it kind of just went downhill.
Yes, to be fair, I think after this year we're going to, after this week, we're going to have a way better idea of what we're working with in terms of how teams adjusted and made improvements. But I got a little bit of a soft spot for Malk in terms of the kids that got out there. They had a great off season.
Head coach,
and I'm going to lean on them in this week 1 here, so that'll be my differentiator to pick against you.
Yeah, I have to pick Mogollon just because I don't know what type of Malk team we're going to see here. I think they're going to be good. The question is how good.
Right, absolutely. So very exciting. Takes us to Kingman Page.
Yes.
This is one you're going to have to fill me in on.
Speaking of long road trips.
Oh boy.
This weekend. Kingman is heading to Page. Page won the 3A North last year, which is one of the weaker regions in 3A. And Page did graduate a lot. Kingman graduated a lot too, though. And this is Coach Stryker's first game back. Starting the year in a long road game, I have concerns. But
listen, Coach Stryker's not going to talk to you if you pick against him.
This is true. But there's 2 things I know that'll travel. A good defense and a good running game.
Yeah.
And those are 2 things I saw.
That's a nice way to say we don't pass the ball.
Those were 2 things I saw when they went up against Dove Star and Needles Friday night in scrimmage. Like, I was very impressed with how solid the Kingman defense was.
How does Kingman replace the quarterback, who was a large part of their offense?
So I would argue how Coach Stryker runs offense. It's one of the few offenses where you don't really need a quarterback.
Well, even when you had him a couple years ago, he was the spark of the offense.
There is one kid, though, that I'm excited to see. He's going to play a little bit of quarterback this year for him. Isaac Drybread. He's going to be a sophomore. He started all year at corner from last year as freshman. Very talented kid. Looking forward to seeing him play. But I think Kingman's going to pound the rock. They're going to play great defense, and they're going to come out of Page with a win.
So what do you know about Page?
What I know about Page is they graduate a lot, and they returned their coaching staff from last year. Besides that, it's sort of a mixed bag. I think Page is one of the better teams on Kingman High's schedule, but I got a feeling Kingman High and the Dogs are going to take care of business week 1.
Well, I'm not going to pick against them, mainly because Striker's a Steeler fan. And when in doubt, I lean on my go-tos, so I got a little
Your
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
loyalty for 'em.
affiliations. I get that.
So Coach Striker, don't let me down. No pressure. Going Kingman, tough on the road, but like you said, things that travel well, running game and defense. And I think they're going to play safe. You know, Striker's got a lot of coaching experience, not going to make any mistakes there. He's going to play a game under control.
That's another thing. Like last year, this was a game that was played at Kingman High, and it was with I mean to say this in a nice way, it was a rookie head coach last year at Kingman High. This is a game that they lost late in the fourth quarter. It's a game that, say, someone with Coach Striker's experience, if he was still the head coach, they'd probably win that game.
Right.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the two big games that I think are big in a lot of different ways, but they're both here. They're at their home fields. And first one is Chrisman, which I hate saying, so I just feel like it's Crimson, Christmas.
Yeah, I want to say Chrisman. We're going to go with Chrisman. Yeah.
Versus River Valley. At home, in the field house. A lot of questions, a lot of guys to replace. Chrisman's a tough week 1 opponent.
It is. And it's Chrisman returned 8 guys on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. They were a talented team last year. They're still very talented. But River brings back a solid chunk of guys as well. 6 on offense, 5 on defense. And as we know, the best running back room probably in the state. And I got a feeling that you might have been right about your pick for quarterback for them.
Yeah, I got some inside info.
Yeah.
They didn't have a scrimmage, right?
They did not. Their scrimmage got canceled because of the academy deal.
Thanks
as
a lot,
you know.
Academy.
But it's going to be interesting because I saw the Standard post their preseason video for the high school season, and they highlighted the first 5 teams. And the film I saw, I'm pretty sure that's DJ wearing number 3 in the red jersey at practice.
That's what I would have done too. Good move,
Yeah.
Coach King.
I think it was good. Yes.
We'll see. We'll find out. You never know what's really going on behind the scenes. But we had talked about what a weapon that is to put someone like DJ in the backfield with all the weapons they have. And if it was me, I would put 2 guys in the backfield, and I would just give teams fits. I mean, you're going to chase one of them twins, you're going to chase Aiden Montgomery, you're going to have to chase DJ,
Yeah.
and then, you know, if you sell out on that, the kid's talented, smart enough to pop a couple passes off and make you pay. So
Something that's underrated with River Valley is their play action game over the last couple of years has been deadly.
right, and it reminds me a lot of how we did with Kingman. You know, Kingman will, you know, I say lull you to sleep with respect. Run, and then they pop off one of them passes on a leak out, and it burns you for a big play.
It does.
And I believe River Valley, this is actually one of the things I don't think is being talked about enough, is you now have former Needles head coach running the defense,
Yes.
or at least working with the defense. And you're talking about a head coach, guy with a lot of success, game planning, things like that. There's a lot of unknowns on how that defense is going to play against Chrisman.
Right, no, definitely, because the defense is probably the side that's lost more from graduation last year. Obviously, guys like Deacon being gone and multiple others, but I still feel like Coach King has always had a great running game and a great defense, and that will continue to show this year.
Well, and if you watch some of those River Valley games against those tougher opponents, they really leaned on Deacon all over the field. I mean,
Right.
he didn't necessarily move on the defensive side, but he'd play tackle in a game. He'd
Right.
play lead, you know, he'd play that
blocking
H-back or whatever.
yeah.
And they would move him, and, you know, he's a big, strong kid. He really offset some of those bigger, more physical teams. Chrisman is historically a big physical team. They've been very tough. I believe they're out of a larger metro area. They usually have a lot of athletes. And,
Yeah, it's a very large school, well over 1,000 kids.
it's one of them head scratcher 3 days.
Yeah, it's the enrollments when it comes to 3A and 2A these days are just
Make no
out of
sense.
control. Yeah.
Well, listen, we will talk about some of that upcoming here. Some of this crazy AIA nonsense. The enrollments are crazy. They don't even line up. It's very weird. But that being said, I'm going River Valley. At home, I think they're going to be ready. I think they're going to be actually very, very similar in terms of what Kingman's going to do. You know, they're going to run. They're going to not make mistakes. I think the defense will play a smart game. I think that coach will have them in a position to not give up big plays. And in a game like that, on the road, it's tough.
No, I agree, and I agree with you. I will also be taking River Valley at home in the Fieldhouse Friday night.
Very exciting. So if you want to go check that game out, check it out in the Fieldhouse Friday night. I believe they're doing a red out.
I believe so, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a very festive person, so whenever we did like festive things for football, I was like, I'm wearing black.
Right.
I'm not getting into that. So very exciting to see. Coach King returns for another year. All the weapons in the backfield. Kind of the question mark is, where do you replace the big splash plays on defense with Deacon? And how do you fare against they got a brutal opening stretch to their season too.
Yes, no,
They're
the
going to
same
play
stretch as last year.
Yeah, Chrisman, and then go on the road to Ben Frank.
Yeah.
Brutal. They're going to play Mojave. It's going to be a break for them.
Yeah.
They're going to stay here, and it's going to be the easiest game they play in their first few weeks.
First two, yeah. No, I concur with that.
Absolutely brutal. So go check that out at the Fieldhouse. That brings us to...
Oh, that's the other thing. The people picked River Valley as well.
Ooh, well, Lord knows we have a slight local bias in the polls.
Yeah.
We have seen that a little bit in years past.
Yeah,
so.
I do apologize for that. I should have mentioned that. So River Valley, the people like River Valley, the people like Page over Kingman.
Come on, people.
And then Mogollon won a close one over Malk in the people's polls. Yes.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So, game of the week.
Game of the week.
And we just had someone pop in the room, so I've got to get a t-shirt here real quick. Super excited for the game of the week at the Finley Field. Desert Star, big opener. Pinecrest Academy, supposed to be Kingman. Didn't work out.
Didn't work
Had to throw
out.
together, short notice.
Coach
What's
Clark-
this? Did you get a chance to scout this?
I looked them up on Max Preps a little bit. Coach Clark found these guys last minute. They went 0-9 in Nevada's 4A conference last year, so they're a little bit of a bigger school.
4A. Ooh.
Yeah. 0-9 though, had a little rough year this year. Desert Star though, I think it's gonna be a great opening night. Desert Star, as you know, returns 11 guys on defense and 7 guys on offense, and the 4 guys that are new on offense are all probably freshmen from that great middle school team they had last
So I
year.
was really hoping Coach Clark would get here because I want to pick his brain, get all the insight.
Right.
He probably wouldn't give us anything because he's game planning and hiding all the secrets. But I'm very excited for this game. We came out last year several times, watched Desert Star's program develop with no seniors, young, and I'll tell you, everything was right. I mean, they played good ball, organized on and off the field, coaching staff buy-in. The coaching staff is of quality. They made a couple of really big additions.
The coaching staff was great last year, and they've added to it.
Added to it.
Yeah.
So everything is trending in the right direction, and now you're opening at this beautiful field that is going to be electric. It's going to be super exciting, and I think we're going to probably get a formal segment out that says it is the Finley Field at Desert Star. We are very excited to be partnering up. This opportunity came up where they're building a new field and they need a little bit of support to get them everything they need. The field was secured, but I mean, everybody knows there's a lot of things that come with it when you get a field, a program, you know, whether you want your huddle account to work, you need equipment, things like that. And it worked out really well to have a partner in Desert Star, so we're very excited for that. And we will be out here in person watching that game. Very excited to see the first one here at the field. So that being said, I'm very excited for Desert Star's actual football, regardless of where we're at. Talented quarterback coming in.
Yes.
Talented freshman class. You finally have seniors. You had no seniors last year. It was really tough. And now you have a chance to see what you can really do. Unfortunately, you had an absolute wild card in regards to your opponent.
Yes, definitely. Outside of them being 0-9 in a larger conference, I don't know very much about these guys. But I like their start, because you got, when you look at the quarterback play that I saw in 7-on-7 this offseason, the kid that looked like he was in the best spot and was getting his reads down and making the right throws, it was Nathan Clark. And I'm excited to see him lead this team. That being said, I think Jacob Williams is going to have some packages this year.
Yeah, listen.
Just having an athlete like that is huge.
This won't go out till that morning, so if they're adjusting on the fly that fast, then good job, Pinecrest.
Right.
But And we're shooting this on a Wednesday, just so you know.
Yes.
Right before, that's why I can't do middle school jamboree won't be
Middle school
great
jamboree will
coverage
be
for
done by the time you guys see this. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I have come out and watched, and they actually have a really nice run game. They got some very talented backs. They run hard, and it really is complementary football. I mean, if you're playing the run game a little too heavy, the kid's gonna find the spots and hit them.
Yeah, that's something that's very underrated about Denver Stars. Everybody talks about Lee Williams with Lucas Least and Revive with their core guys and Kingman's running game. Denver Stars a little under the radar with guys like Gunnar Canning and Justin Paris.
Yeah, both the Canning brothers.
Yeah.
Absolute weapons. We got some bad news from one of the kids we thought would make an impact later in the season.
Right.
Apparently, they're not going to let Deuce play.
Yeah, no, I'm a little sad to hear that Deuce Linton is not going to be able to play this year due to a transfer rules.
Which is insane. He transferred last year.
Yeah, it's a senior year.
Yeah, they're unaware, no opposition to until a week before the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this just reeks of absolute BS.
Yeah,
it really bums me out because the kid had come over, been doing a great job, got out of a bad environment, was having a good experience, turning it around, was a leader on this group. And despite that news, I understand he's still going to practice, still going to be part of the team. I mean, that kind of gives you a testament to
what type of kid he is, yeah.
Yeah, what type of kid he is and where he was with this team. It's really a shame that think that
it is
whatever petty nonsense some fool thought was necessary to penalize a kid.
At the end of the day, like, this is still a game. It's supposed to be fun.
Oh, look at who's here.
Sneaking in.
Oh, man, our special guest made it, Coach Clark. You were just in time. We're talking about
based on, with the coach changeover, with them losing a few of their seniors at Kingman Academy.
The transportation department.
The transportation issue and et cetera. So Coach Hinneman down at Pinecrest, we met him at a track meet. And I met him at a track meet. We started talking about playing a game. And so we scheduled it as a JV game. And then we both, with the gentleman's agreement that if Kingman Academy could not have a team, then we'd move it to Friday night. So here we are.
Excellent. Well, listen, had you not pulled off a week one game, I think everybody would have been crushed because the excitement is, like, you can feel it.
Right.
Yeah. People are excited for this game, see what these kids bring. I know you've had a great off season.
Well, I mean, great off season, but if you saw us practice this morning, you wouldn't be so high on it. I was a little upset this morning. We came in this morning for 6 a.m. practice, and because we've got the jamboree this afternoon, we've got about 9 or 10 teams coming down, middle school games and teams. And so we kind of just didn't do the best we could have done. So we got to amp it up tomorrow.
Kids are absolutely at their best at 6 a.m. So that's where you definitely get the best out of them, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just got to flush the bad, man.
So, Coach, who are some of the guys to watch? I think we had already mentioned who we thought some of the keys guys were. Both sides of the ball. Who are some guys to keep an eye out for?
I think Jacob Williams, obviously. He was our do-it-all guy last year. He is going to be a big problem this year. We got him in the slot. He is playing some quarterback too. He's playing linebacker.
Good. He told me he didn't want to.
We got some package deals with him, man. His legs are, and his hand. I mean, his arm too.
Yeah,
he's a quarterback. He's a player, man. He just doesn't like to play quarterback necessarily.
Yeah.
And then so the incoming freshman Gunnar. I can't talk enough about the young man. I've mentioned a few times that he's very similar to a Jacob Cowling type that I coached. I was a part of the coaching staff at Maricopa High School with Jacob Cowling. And Gunnar reminds me so much of him. So I really look forward to big things out of Gunnar this upcoming season in the next 4 years. Defensively, Connor Lowe is killing us in practice. Absolutely killing us. He's a downhill linebacker.
Man, you love it, but you hate trying to run off.
Right. And that's part of the reason why I was so upset this morning, right? Because we're getting our tails kicked. But Connor Lowe's downhill, man. I think he's going to be a first team linebacker this year. And I think the sky's the limit for that young man. And right off the top of my head, those three really stick out. But we've got, this might be, in this area, this might be the deepest team I personally have ever coached. So, at RV a few years ago, we had a really deep team. We went, I think, 10-2, had a good season my last year there. I feel like this team is deeper. I feel like we're 24, 25 athletes deep on this team.
And you're extremely young.
And and the majority of those athletes are freshmen and sophomore. So it's like, we're going to be good this year, yes, but I think the best years are still to come.
Yeah. Coach, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about not just your off season, but also your coaching staff. Me, I'm around everybody's programs.
Right.
And boy, there's a shortage of coaches, but they're not short of coaches here. You got a great staff.
Let's call that family field.
Yeah, that's right.
What it is.
That's right. But you got a great staff, and you have enough staff to actually coach everybody in the right places. You know, like I said, I'm just around programs. I watch, I observe. You know, you got 3-4 guys trying to coach a football team. That's tough. And you got quality guys out there.
Yeah, we're about 9. We got 9 coaches right now. 9 quality coaches.
Give me a megaphone from the stands. I'll be 10.
Right. Well, you've already been offered, so you can come out whenever you're ready. But I'm in a position now as the head coach where I don't have to. So when I was at RV at former schools, I was the weights coach, I was the head football coach, I was the OC. I was all of that. Right.
Lawn maintenance.
Right. And now
field
my hats are principal, athletic director, right, head football coach. I don't have to call offense. I don't have to run the weight room. You got Mitch in the weight room. He's killing it, right? We've got 8 quality coaches on the field. I don't have to coach a position. Like, it's fun for me now when I actually get, like this morning.
Float, yeah.
I can float around, but this morning we were doing pregame and actually got to work with the DBs a little bit. Like
Nice.
that's maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks now. So I'm literally just a facilitator.
Finally get to spend some time with the kickers, huh?
Yeah, right. Coach Martin and I.
Everybody wants to be.
They promised us, like, well, we'll get it done for you, Coach. Bruce was our rep, and he, Coach, I'll get it done for you, we'll get it handled. But I will say this, I think that Carolina Blue Finley pops real nice.
It does pop real nice.
So,
Listen, I hope you do it on purpose. I've seen it kind of pop, framed nicely in
Right,
pictures, and I'm like, hell yeah.
so the whole field in general, the design, we kind of got together as an admin group and put that together, and the star is the Arizona flag. But if you know anything about our director, she is not a fan of the Cowboys. And so on one hand, it's like, oh, that's a Cowboy star. We're not doing that. And so that was like one of the biggest holdups.
Somebody else said that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure stars are just stars. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody owns.
Yeah,
the
so it's the Arizona flag, and I think it's a beautiful field.
Yeah, it is a beautiful field. Come out, check it out. This Friday, tonight, it'll be going out. This will be going out Friday morning, and check out the field, check out the team. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, as far as partnerships go, we do a lot of them. We do a lot of them with schools, places, wherever else, and this has definitely been one of the most welcoming. We appreciate the invite. We will be here for the VIP right before, mainly because there's food.
We got sideline passes.
Well, if
right?
I can do a quick plug, we're not only doing the VIP, we've been reached out to a lot of the youth teams in the area too. So we're going to be bringing in some of those. Our cheer camp is going this week. I think Coach Ashley had over 50 girls there last night.
Oh wow!
And then on top of that, we reached out to the Toros, reached out to the Little Devils. But at this point in time, I'm just going to make this an open invite. If we have youth athletes in the area, or just youth in general, that want to come to the game, and we have a T-shirt for them, we'll put a T-shirt on them. They can come into the game for free with parent entry, and just come be a part of their first
We'll
game.
make sure we clip that out somehow and get that out as early as we can.
Yeah.
Let people know. What an exciting time, huh, Coach?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited.
It's a little different than playing out in the park the other.
Yeah, for sure. So the preseason pictures from last year, if you look at the grass field, I posted them on Facebook, and then this year the preseason pictures, it's a world of difference.
Yeah.
Walking out there on that turf and just the energy that comes from that, new football uniforms, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And so we've got that field set up for flag football. We got that field set up for soccer. So it's not going to just be used for football. It's going to be a multi.
Well, and it's super cool. Like today, there'll be a bunch of all the middle school teams will be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to come out and watch. The future. The reality is these middle schools are your players next year.
For sure.
And you get to come out and you'll see some talented kids. You see good programs. You see
Right.
whatever the future's going to be is brewing right now in those middle schools. And to the same effect, schools that don't have programs, man, they're getting left behind right now.
It's really
unfortunate.
unfortunate. The amount of teams that have dropped out this year is
Yeah.
crazy. But
It's a down year for sure. Just speaking on middle school real quick, it's a down year. Football's a tough sport, and then when it's 120 degrees and you got gear on, it's 110 whatever. It's difficult, man, and it's hard for kids to get off the couch and come play. So we've got to do something, and this is just me putting that plug out there as coaches. We've got to do something to figure this out.
I agree.
To get these kids involved in sports, or just in football and all sports, in all honesty.
I agree
Sooner.
completely.
And I think you are on a great start inviting all these youth kids out. I think we need to start at the youth level. I know the youth level is something that has taken a hit lately in Kingman, along with the loss of one of the high school programs and the middle schools numbers being down. Because everything I'm hearing at the middle school level, outside of Kingman Middle and Thunderbolt and Havasu, everybody's down.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot to get me ranting, but this is something I rant about every time it gets brought up, and that youth sports have diluted the pool so much in terms of financial resources, coaching resources, and players. There's just not that many to have all these teams, and at some point, coaches and teams have got to look at each other and go, let's make this work for the betterment of these kids instead of, I really need my name on a shirt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing it. I mean, I had talked about, and I know there's always extenuating circumstances, but Havasu losing their youth program is crazy.
Yes.
That was one of the biggest, best programs.
And it's
in the
one
area.
program in that whole area too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that's. But the middle school is doing really well. So in a sense, that could be the feeder
For sure.
so long as that was the that continued.
But if you lose that youth thing, what are you getting in the middle school the next couple of years if you're not getting those kids, 6, 7, 8, 9, getting introduced to it? You talk about being hot. Those kids are tough by the time they get there. They know what the deal is. If you've never done this before and you put a lid on and you go out and it's hot, you're going to have a tough time.
It's difficult. For
Coach, I'm going to put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
Okay, we already did our picks. I picked with my heart, so I don't get yelled at by the locals. Parker Needles.
Okay. I think Parker this year.
I think Parker's gonna be tough.
Yeah. I think Parker's going to be. They're good, and they returned that running back,
Yeah, and you're gonna see him later this year.
and we will.
Yeah, Parker's a tough team, historically tough team.
Coach Wheatley's he's doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Malk Mogion.
I don't know much about it. Is Mount going to Mogollon?
Yes.
6-hour drive. I'm gonna take Mogollon.
Kingman Page.
Kingman.
Another long drive.
Another long drive. I gotta go with Striker. No, I'm gonna take Kingman. My guy.
Chrisman River Valley.
From everything that I'm being told, Chrisman is one of the teams this year. Because I know a few of the coaches.
They
down
were
in the valley.
nasty last year.
They were really good
And
last year.
they returned 8 offensive, 8 defensive starters.
Right, but again, it's a 4-hour drive. And RV is known for its toughness. I'm gonna take Crimson, but I'm gonna take it in a close game.
Yeah, I think we went River Valley a lot due to the road.
Yes.
And
The
the fact that
travel really
I
matters.
tell you what I'm excited about River Valley is I want to see how that defense shapes up. I think De Leon's out there with his finger on the defense. I want to see what they look like because, with respect, they're pretty predictable the last few years.
Right.
And you're going to go out with some new, guys a head coach for years, very successful. I think he brings a lot to that defense, but I want to see what it looks
And
like.
they've got the numbers.
Yeah,
They got
absolutely.
60 plus out there, so they got the numbers.
They got a bunch of weapons too.
Right.
All them little running backs, you put them on the defensive side, they're gonna be a lot of fun. So, and then I would ask you about this next one, but I think we're going Desert Star all the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't pick against myself, man.
How'd the kids take the news? Kingman Academy dropping out, Pinecrest.
Again, this conversation was had in April, and so the boys kind of already knew that this was the play if it did happen. It was more so trying to get the AIA to switch everything around. It took a couple different conversations with them to get it switched around.
We need a shirt, Coach.
I think it's awesome. There you go, man.
If I was better looking, I'd put it on and model it real quick.
Right.
Very excited. Like I said, we had talked a little bit about this partnership coming together, and it's a lot of fun to have a partner in a thing. A lot of times everybody got their hand out, give me some money.
Right.
And it's been, Finley really appreciate everything you've invited us to be a part of, so
Right.
it makes a big difference for us.
Yeah, we appreciate having you guys for sure.
Yep, very excited.
We
Plus I look
appreciate
good in
it,
these
yeah.
colors, so it works for me.
Carolina blue does look good.
It does look good.
It's the same color. I've told everybody who's ever watched the show, it's the same color scheme and mascot as my son's college.
There you go.
So like works
So you
out
could
really
wear
well.
this on Saturday.
Oh, I'll wear it everywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
I'll wear it everywhere. I just gotta get one with no sleeves. Chelsea, I need one with no sleeves.
so who do you like on Friday night, Coach?
For
Our game of the week?
I'm going Desert Star.
All right.
Listen, I think whoever they would have played, it'd be a hell of a game because I'm telling you, the momentum, energy, all those X factors are firing in their favor.
Yeah, I'm hoping energy picks up. Like I said this morning, it was lacking. Maybe they're saving it up like a battery.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, we had some of our worst practices right before some of our best games. And I have no idea what the rhyme or reason
It's weird
was,
how
but
that
in the
works.
back of my head, we'd have a terrible practice and I think, oh, this team's in trouble tomorrow. And I don't know why, but it worked out that way a lot. When we were dialed in, we always came out flat. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. If I was a better coach, I would have figured it out.
Right.
But I'll tell you what I think will happen. This morning practice will be tough. Tomorrow, pregame. I think they're going to get dialed in, and then Friday night, they'll be locked in and fired up.
I think when it comes time for them to play, they'll be ready to. We got some players, man. Like I said, we're just babies, but we got players.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit before you got in here, or maybe right when you got in here. Man, everybody's so excited to see that thing fly around. I think the run game's going to be nasty this year.
Yeah, don't overlook Gavin. And you know, we got Gavin. Connor runs the ball a little bit. Week 6, we're going to get a kid, Julian, that is also going to be running the ball a little bit. JP. I mean, we've got a stable of running backs. And every single one I just mentioned, Connor's the oldest. He's a junior.
Yeah.
All of them are sophomores or freshmen.
Right.
And,
Well, and, you know, he's not a running back per se, but man, you get quarterback from last year, Jacob.
mhm.
You put it out there, you jet sweep him, you screen
Right.
him, whatever. The kid's, he's tough.
Right.
Yeah, he's a tough runner. So
Yeah, he was one of the few bright spots this morning. he was killing
That's-
it. So
that's
he's
the
ready to go.
seniorness right there.
He's ready to go, man.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited for him. I'm excited for all the boys. One good thing I will say is that 6 a.m. practices are tough, but we had 32 show up. So everybody was here.
Good.
So it's like they're locked in that mindset. They might not have known which way to go, which way they're going to block, etc. But they're here. They're
So, Coach,
present and they're ready to go.
kid comes up, late to practice, he doesn't drive. What do you tell him?
Run the parents.
I remember the first time I was a kid, man, what are you doing? He's like, I gotta walk here, coach. I don't have a car.
Right.
Oh, my bad. So,
We had some coming in bikes this morning, some on little scooters.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll get here.
Got fired up to meet bikes early, boys.
Yeah. If you really want it, you'll be there.
Yeah, that's
No,
the
I had a kid the other day ask me like, Coach, why don't we practice on Fridays? And I'm just like, this is a middle school, son. You guys don't have cars.
truth. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, just imagine your parents when I tell you.
And then we're talking about my school district where I got kids all the way from Peach Springs to Golden Valley.
Get bust in, yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal. So, what's happening to, I know this will go out afterwards, but you excited for the middle school?
Jamboree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got 9 teams coming tonight. We've got a group going from 5 to 7, and then our group is going from 7:30 to 9. So we've got 2, like a cohort 1 and 2. I'm excited to see everybody. We're gonna try to get some film up, try to get it shared to the coaches that want it. But it's you know, I know our numbers have went from like 18 over the summer to now we're about 26. So we're still picking up bodies.
Right.
And I'm sure some of these other teams are too, but it's really hot, and then, I mean, again, they're babies.
It's
No,
really
yeah.
tough because it is so hard right now. But once the season gets in, it cools down, all the fun happens. Like my son's in camp right now, and all I hear is "Dad, it's hell," you know. And but the reality is,
This is the
It
hardest
is.
time, yeah.
and then you get into season, and it's a whole different schedule, and it's fun. You get the reward of a game at the end of it.
I contemplate life decisions every August. Like,
Yeah.
did I really sign up to do this for my career? Right. Every August, but then September comes.
Yep.
Right.
And then it becomes really fun.
One of them Friday night lights, boy. I'll recharge you for a long time.
I can only imagine how you guys do with the heat because it's gotten significantly hotter in Kingman this summer compared to the North, and my kids have been dying. We've been having to do multiple
We go
breaks.
late at night, or they're really early in the morning.
Yeah, and I
That's
just
how we try to minimize it.
I have to do my practices after school.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
the
they can't
only
get a
time
ride.
I can get the kids
Right,
there.
right.
And then I have this activity bus where I have to get these kids on the bus in 2 hours after school ends. So just like my time.
There are
is very,
so many unexpected challenges trying to put together a football team.
Right.
You know, it's tough. And obviously you gotta watch out because it's so hot here. You gotta watch out for the kids' safety and things like
Yeah,
that.
and travel is just something you don't really talk about a lot because, like, when I was at the academy, wasn't an issue. The parents got them there, or the kids had cars at the high school level. Lee Williams, same thing. Kingman High, most of these kids don't have cars, and also the geographically large school district.
Right.
we
It's
talked
just such a
about,
broad
yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am excited. Next week, talk about the big schools. Their week 1 is
Yeah,
next week.
so we
correct?
have scrimmages. Havasu is going to Coconino, which that'll be nice.
Man, traveled far for scrimmages seems so crazy.
Yuma Catholic is going to Lee Williams. I don't know who Mojave's scrimmaging.
I believe they're going to Yuma
For Gila Ridge again?
Gila Ridge.
Okay.
I haven't heard, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a long way to go for a scrimmage. That's crazy. Go find someone down the road.
Oh, if I was Havasu, I don't mind playing in Flagstaff this time of year.
It would be nice to get out of the heat and whatnot, but man, like, it's just so much time because you're talking go up 3 hour scrimmage, 3 hours back.
Yeah, that, but you also don't want to scrimmage somebody that you're going to play, you know, take Havasu and Mojave, for example, week
Right.
2, week 3. Like, and so they're not in the same region necessarily in 4A, but they do play each other very early in the season. You don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that.
That's a hard thing about here. It's like, because trying to get scrimmages with local schools, like,
Stryker and I would always
Yeah.
partner up, but we played each other week 8.
Right.
By week 9, you got a complete
Whole different team.
It's a total.
Yeah.
You got
Whole
injuries.
different
You got
team,
kids that showed up
season.
that you weren't
Yeah.
expecting to show up.
Everybody wants to scrimmage needles, but needles can only scrimmage so many schools.
Right. Right.
Well, but also, River Valley lost the scrimmage. River Valley's gonna be a tough team. They can play with some of those schools. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe we'll see. We'll see what the physicalities from those bigger schools actually looks like. But for me, I'd rather come in and have a controlled scrimmage, maybe even in an air-conditioned building for whatever, than drive 3 hours, 4 hours. I mean, we're talking 3 hours in a car. You're on a bus.
Right.
That's a long trip.
Right. And
A trip to Yuma. I've never made a trip to Yuma in one of those stupid buses where the air made it the whole way.
No, yeah, for sure.
Never.
Never once
Never.
in 6 years.
I don't think we ever, when I was with the district, I don't think in August, September, we ever had a bus make it anywhere with
Without the
AC,
air dying.
with the AC staying on. Like,
We would
it
roll
always-
into
it
places,
always died
dripping
out.
sweat, windows down.
Yeah,
Rough.
for sure.
Rough. So,
All right. Well,
I don't know. I think we're running long. I don't know. I didn't start a timer. Normally we're recording this and we have an idea. But what are we at? 42 minutes?
Yeah.
Man, we nailed it.
Yeah.
That being said, hopefully everybody comes out to the Jamboree. We know you won't see this before then, but we look forward to some football starting. And then Friday nights, go find your game, go find your team. If you're not sure your team's not playing, come out to Desert Star.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be a event. It's going to be a good time, and I look forward to this whole thing kicking off and being the start of something special. So
Exactly.
If you do come out Friday night for Desert Star, say hi, man. I always enjoy talking to the fans.
I cleared off my Friday night. I'm going to be here. I'll be hanging out all night.
You and me both.
All right, let's get out of here, guys.
Thank you. Kind of already knew that